34. Me? I'm a writer now, like I said. A lot of critics think what I write is shit. A lot of the time I think they're right. But it still freaks me out to put those words freelance writer down in the occupation blank of the forms you have to fill out at credit desks and in doctors' offices. My story sounds so much like a fairy tale, and it's fucking absurd. I sold the book, and it was made into a movie, and the movie got good reviews, and it was a smash hit besides. This had all happened by the time I was 26. The second book was made into a movie as well, as was the third. I told you, it's fucking absurd. Meantime, my wife doesn't seem to mind having me around the house, and we have 3 kids now. They all seem perfect to me, and most of the time I'm happy. But like I said, the writing isn't so easy or as much fun as it used to be. The phone rings a lot. Sometimes I get headaches, bad ones, and then I have to go into a dim room and lie down until they go away. The doctor says they aren't true migraines. He called them stress aches and told me to slow down. I worry about myself sometimes, what a stupid habit that is, and yet I can't quite seem to stop it. And I wonder if there is really any point to what I'm doing, or what I'm supposed to make of a world where a man can get rich playing Let's Pretend. But it's funny how I saw Ace Merrill again. My friends are dead, but Ace is alive. I saw him pulling out of the mill parking lot just after the 3 o'clock whistle the last time I took my kids down home to see my dad. The 52 Ford had become a 77 Ford station wagon. A faded bumper sticker said Reagan Bush 1980. His hair was mowed into a crew cut and he'd gotten fat. The sharp, handsome features I remembered were buried in an avalanche of flesh. I had left the kids with Dad long enough to go downtown and get the paper. I was standing on the corner of Main and Carbine, and he glanced at me as I waited to cross. There was no sign of recognition on the face of this 32-year-old man who had broken my nose in another dimension of time. I watched him wheel the Ford wagon into the dirt parking lot beside the Mellow Tiger, get out, hitch at his pants, and walk inside. I could imagine the brief wedge of country western as he opened the door, the brief sour whiff of Nick and Gansett on draft, the welcoming shouts of the other regulars as he closed the door and placed his large ass on the same stool which had probably held him up for at least 3 hours every day of his life, except Sundays, since he was 21. I thought, so that's what Ace is now. I looked to the left, and beyond the mill I could see the Castle River, not so wide now, but a little cleaner, still flowing under the bridge between Castle Rock and Harlow. The trestle upstream is gone, but the river is still around. So am I.